Hey, this is Josh here,
Hey, and this is Mike.
and this is Must See Before You Die. And today we're going to do a retrospective review of My Bloody Valentine 1981. I was not born
80s.
I was
80s,
not
man.
born yet. I was not born yet for this. I would be born 2 years later. Mike, how old were you in 1981, Mike?
I was a whopping 10 years old. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. 10. Okay. Yeah, I was not born yet. I'd be born 2 short years later. So this movie is rated R. I did like some of the kills in it. For the most part, I think the plot is very dumb, in my opinion. It's like this killer, all these people are worried about this killer because they're having a Valentine's Day dance. Like, come on,
I'm
Mike.
gonna let you speak your point on this. I kind of disagree with you on it, but
Oh, it's
let you go ahead.
horrible. So what it is it's like this killer that went crazy or something, and he killed a bunch of people, and then they put him like in a mental institution. Well, before that he actually was in a mine accident, and he was down there stuck with a bunch of guys, and then when they dug him out, he was the only guy alive because it was like 12 days later, and they caught him and he was eating people. Well, he's trying to stay alive, but then after that he went on a killing spree and killed a bunch of people about
He
some
was taking
Valentine's.
revenge. You got to remember, he was taking revenge out because he was left down there because a couple guys wanted to go up and party and they didn't stay around for him.
For a
That's the
Valentine's
whole
Day
reason they
dance.
were stuck down there.
But then what's the point of like because they're having a dance that you're gonna go murder these people, Mike?
Well, I think the saying early on was the guy that became a killer. I can't even remember his name now. You may have wrote
Oh
that down. I'm
yeah,
not
I
sure.
have his name is
From back in the day.
it's I'm scanning here, Mike. Uh
But this
I,
guy was upset that the reason why him and the others were trapped in there to begin with was because they were
Harry.
having a Valentine's Day party, and the people that should have been looking out for him went to the Valentine's Day. So when he came back and he does come back and start killing them all off. He tells them, "Hey, if you're having a Valentine's Day party, I'm going to kill you."
Right.
So that was why the small town was not supposed to have Valentine Day parties, because this killer would possibly come back and kill everybody.
his name is Harry, the original killer,
Okay.
Harry. So I have I have written down just to start. I said weird opening. It's like a guy like in a miner suit, which I don't think is a bad costume. It's not bad. But he's like this girl's getting naked in front of him, who also had a miner suit on, and then also she has like a tattoo of a heart. I don't know if that means anything, but he just grabs her and shoves her on like a pitchfork or on a pickaxe.
Yep.
And I don't know. I said that was a cool kill, but it was just like a weird opening because she was like rubbing over this guy with a mask and stuff. It was weird. I said there was in this there's he sends people boxes of candy like as Valentine's as killer, but sometimes there's hearts in them, like dead people's hearts, or messages that tell you that you're next to die or whatever, right, Mike?
Yep.
So also it's kind of got it's got like that thing where it's some guy in the town knows the whole story somehow, and he's telling all these people it. In this movie, it was the local bartender, and he's like, "Don't do it, kids! Don't do this. There's a curse, just like in Friday the 13th, where there's a death curse."
There's a death curse.
Yeah, just like that guy. So it reminded me of that right away, didn't it, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember this movie's the early '80s. It's 1981, right after Friday the 13th had came out, and Halloween a couple years earlier.
Right.
It was all during that slasher genre.
Yeah.
You know, what I liked about the movie was it for that time period. I remember seeing this when I was really young. It was different than most typical horror slashers, were a babysitter and you going in and killing somebody and all that kind of stuff. That was happening a lot, or camp counselors or something going on like sleepaway camp, Friday
Yep.
13th. this was different. It was trying to put a story, and this took place in Canada, up in
Yeah.
Nova Scotia.
I'll
Which
get to that. I'll get to
okay,
that when you're done.
so yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of a different storyline. I get it. Listen, it's 41 years old. I'm 52, getting ready to be 52. So yeah, I get it's. I will say this too. It's a very slow movie.
Yes.
The end of it speeds up quite a bit at the
Yep.
very end of it. My wife had not seen this movie ever. She kind of walked in, I hate to say this, about 45 minutes into it and picked up on it. And then she was hooked on it. She watched it to the very end because she wanted to see who the killer was too.
Well, so
The whole
you're
time
telling
this
me
movie is like a murder mystery. You're trying to wonder who is this killer now.
so you're telling me she missed like all the worst parts of the movie.
She thought it was a great. She watched the last 45 minutes and she could pick up exactly like she did not miss the first 45 minutes.
Yeah. What I like about this too, Mike, is like the sheriff of the town and the mayor, like these people start dying in the town and they're like, don't tell anybody. Don't let anybody know these. No, we don't want to call a bigger town with their better police force. Nope, don't let them know. We need to keep this under wraps. Don't let anybody else in the town know either.
There's a little
Like,
bit
why?
of Barney Fife and Andy Griffith here, little small town cops there.
I know, but what's the point of that, Mike? Like, people are dying. Who cares if you have to call and get a better police
They
force
don't
than
want
what
the
you
dance
got?
canceled, man. The dance is worth so many people dying.
It is ridiculous, Mike. I'm going to say right now, this is the worst movie that we've covered on this channel, in my opinion. Yes.
No.
And we'll get to that later. I said I do like the killer, and I do like the weapon used, the pickaxe. I think that's pretty cool. Though Jason Voorhees did use it in part 2, which I think came out the same year as this one, 81. Am I right, Mike?
Yeah, this was 81.
Yeah, but Jason Voorhees did use that as a weapon already. I don't know what one came out first or whatever. The Canadian accents were very distracting in this movie.
It is hard,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
One of the main guys, which I don't remember his name, but he's a dark-haired guy, and he's one of the main guys. And
starts with a D. You got TJ is these two guys are battling and fighting over this, the local town.
Well, Axel's the blonde-headed guy. I don't remember this guy.
Is it DJ or TJ? TJ.
Maybe it's TJ.
I think it's TJ.
Okay, so TJ, DJ, whatever the hell his name is, he had the most thick Canadian accent out of any of the actors, in my opinion. And some of the stuff was hard to understand or hear. I mean, it was, I talked to my wife about it 'cause she watched the movie with me. We thought that was distracting, this movie. I mean, we're not from Canada, so we don't hear that kind of talk all the time.
Wait a minute. You're not from Canada?
That's right.
Okay.
We're from the great north, northern Michigan, Mike. Not northern Michigan, but we're from the north in Michigan.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, some of the kills, I'm going to go over a couple of them real quick that I liked. There was a heart in boiling water, which was kind of cool. I mean, this one guy, though, did get death by hot dog water. I
mean, he probably got stuck with a wiener in his mouth or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
He choked on a wiener in boiling water.
And like, I thought that was kind of funny. Like you said, TJ and Axel keep on fighting over this girl, and they're kind of putting this girl in a really bad spot, in my opinion. I don't remember. Oh, what is her name? I can't remember the girl's name. To hell with it. This movie ain't worth it. But yeah, they keep fighting over this girl, and they finally have a fist fight over her. And
Axel whips TJ's ass on that one. I mean, he just whipped him up.
TJ sucks. And TJ's the one pressing for this fight, Mike, isn't he? Axel ain't. And then he whoops his butt. But they finally get this group of guys. Oh, then there's this one guy who's kind of a chubbier guy. Very distinct, like 1905 mustache with a curl. Yeah. But yeah.
I kind of liked his character, though, because he was like the cool, big, overweight guy that still had a chick that wasn't bad looking. And they were just like drinking down the Canadian beer, man.
Also, I kind of feel bad for these guys with their job. I mean, like, mining jobs are horrible. I mean, you're not going to have a very long life expectancy being a minor. I mean, it's just the way it is. But they finally go down in these mines because they want to impress these girls. And this is where all the action happens. This is the best part of the movie. The last 20, was it 20 minutes, Mike, would you say?
I'd
20,
say,
25?
last 20, 25 minutes probably.
Is the best part of this movie. And the mine stuff is really good. I mean, you're like Mike said, you're trying to figure out who's the killer, who's this. Michelle thought she knew who the killer was, but it didn't turn out to be that way. A couple of the guys like go missing, and you're like, wait, where are they? Like, and then murders happen, and you're like, wait, is it this one or this one?
And sometimes you got the two people that you think are the killers are together in the same scene. You're like, well, which one is it? Which one is it not?
Yeah. That's right. So let's just put it out there. They whittle it down to it's either TJ or Axel is the killer, right, Mike?
Right.
That's what they whittle it down to. Both guys are wearing minor outfits, so it'd be easier for one of them just to slip on a mask and be the killer. So, but then you're like, wait, TJ had this stuff fall on him, but like, did it really? And then Axel fell in water? How? Come on.
He fell over the railing, Josh.
Get out of here, Mike. That is lame, dude. Listen.
Hey, what is the worst, the lamest thing in this movie is his name, DJ or TJ, whatever his name is the shirt halfway down showing all his few chest hairs and wearing a blue ascot. Like he's Fred, like he's Freddy or something, or he's from Scooby-Doo or something,
Yeah, Mike, this movie, I don't care what you say, this movie is worse than Friday the 13th Part 3. Yes. Yes.
We will look and see here in a minute. Let's see what the Rotten Tomatoes says it is compared to what the other one was.
Okay, yeah, we'll compare it. I don't know what the other one is, the Friday the 13th. But, so it turns out Axel is the killer, right, Mike? He gets his mask taken off. Yep. He is the killer. And it turns out because of the reason why he's the killer, it kind of shows you a flashback. He was in a room when the original killer, Harry, killed his dad because his dad was actually one of the original guys working in the mine that said, to hell with those guys, we're going to the party. Right, Mike?
Yep.
So that's what it was. Him getting traumatized, seeing his dad take a pickaxe to the chest at like 5 or 6 years old, traumatized him to making him this way, apparently. Though he seemed like a normal guy, but he obviously wasn't. But then at the end, it takes a kind of a weird turn where he gets stuff collapsed on him. Again, we have this thing again, collapsing shit on people. And then his arm gets ripped off by this collapse stuff. And he just is like, you'll see me again. Ha ha ha. And like goes away with his arm, like just bleeding profusely. This guy's not going to live, Mike. Come on. Is he?
Probably not, Josh, in the real world. But you got to remember, it's this 1981,
I just said this at the end. What is this ending? That's what I said. Also, I said, what is this ending song? Because at the end of the movie, it goes, we are alone, we are not.
It's a Canadian folk song. Yeah, it's a Canadian folk.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Hey, you have to love the scene, though, where they're playing the two guys are fighting over the chick, take the harmonicas and start playing harmonicas in a junkyard.
Sure. And there was this one cool kill that I like, where this guy's trying to set a trap for these kids, like an old guy that works in the mines. So when you open a door up in a porta-john, I think, I don't know what it was, but like the arm comes up with a pickaxe. So when you open it, when you shut it, and then he opens it for the last time, and the arm doesn't cut him up, and he's like, ha ha, and he shuts the door, and he's like, wait, what happened? So he opened it, and he got the pickaxe right up through the killer was in there, and he got
it came out his eye too, and his eyeball stuck on it.
That was really cool. I enjoyed that. Also, I liked the kill of the old woman in the super dryer, man. That was cool.
That was kind of an OG because there was a couple other movies came out later that had tried to use the dryer, the laundromat dryer as the And I think the version I saw, the original version, they took part of that out. They didn't have the the body like tumbling around at the very end, and it was the skin was all bubbly where it was the 3rd-degree burns all over. But
but for me, Mike, if I ever watch this movie again, it'll be too soon. Yep. What do you think, Mike?
I think it's time for you to tell your rating.
Okay, Mike, you okay, be honest with me, Mike, though. I'll tell my rating and then I want to ask you a
It will be
question.
let me just put it this way. It will be a long time before I see it again. I will
I
watch
know.
the newer version before this.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question after I tell my rating. I mean, you kind of just answered it, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So, my rating for this movie, the lowest rating I've ever given a movie on this channel, I think, but I'm going to give it a 1.2, Mike, out of 5. 1.2. Also, Mike, are you clamoring to rewatch this again?
I am not going to watch this again. Those watching this video, I don't want to tell you not to watch it though, because then you're like, why did I even watch this? Josh, I'm going to give this rating, and I say this all the time, 3 for me is average. I'm going to give it a 2.5. I do think it is below average, very slow, but I mean, your 1.2 to my 2.5 almost doubled up your score. Is the last 30, 25, 30, 35 minutes, and it's just different for me.
Right.
In the 80s. It was a different type slasher movie for me. And and you know, back then everybody was trying to pick a holiday to do a movie on.
Yeah.
Halloween, Friday 13th. Who would have thought of My Bloody Valentine? They did for this movie. So
yeah. Like I said, the only reason I gave it a 1.5 is because of the last 25 minutes. Up until that, I didn't think it was very enjoyable at all, Mike, to honest. I really didn't enjoy the movie at all up until then. The characters were all like, I mean, they were supposed to be teenagers, but I mean, come on, they looked a lot older than that, in my opinion.
all right, so real quick, because you said Friday 13th was better.
Part 3, which is the worst one we've watched so far.
I'm going to show something to you real quick, Josh.
Okay.
And I'm not going to leave this is going to be stuff for another video we're doing, but I'm going to show you this real quick. So it got a 56 and 52 from Rotten Tomato score.
Yes.
So the audience was a 52.
Yeah.
All right. So now I got Friday the 13th. Drum roll, please.
Okay.
56 and 52. 7 and 42.
Yeah, but listen, Mike, what the hell do they know?
Listen my ass. 7 and 42. That's horrible.
Listen, what the hell do they know, Mike? That's what I gotta say. What the hell do they know?
56 and 52. And look at this. 7 and 42.
This scene, the scene where Jason Voorhees kills the upside down guy blows everything out of the water in My Bloody Valentine 3D. Or My Bloody Valentine 1981, sorry.
But the acting's bad in both of them. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, bad.
The acting in Friday 13th is just horrific.
I'd rather watch a movie with bad acting with people without accents. Okay.
Hey! My Canadian friends up there, I apologize for Josh talking that way. Hey, but
no, I like the Canadian people. I'm in Canada. I'm close to Canada. I'm only about an hour and 45 minutes away from Canada through Detroit. So
yeah, you're practically a Canadian, right?
No.
Hey,
I do like their Tim Hortons.
Hey, so what do you guys think? Have you ever seen this? We've already went 19 minutes into this one. It should have been probably a shorter one than that. What did you think? Have you ever seen My Bloody Valentine 1981 version? They did have another one come out in is it 2000s or 90s?
2000, I think 8 or 9.
I do want to go back and see that one to see what the difference is.
There's a lot of
your comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Listen,
have you seen My Bloody Valentine?
I want to make a request, Mike. If you like Friday the 13th Part 3 better, comment below that you like that one better than this movie. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have to put a poll up on our site.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
Bye.